Got a river going under the van. Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm dying. So I'm going to be doing a bucket list camp, a camp I've been wanting to do for absolute years. So it's actually on, again, the pronunciation, I'm not 100% certain, but I call it Beinn. But it's the mountain that's just opposite Buachaille Etive Mor itself. So I've always sort of wanted to do a camp with Buachaille Etive Mor in the actual background. I have camped on this mountain before, but due to sort of high winds, I ended up having to camp over on the other side of the actual mountain. But it is absolutely boiling, one of the hottest days of the year. So it's going to be very much a case of hydration. So I've got extra water in the actual bag, which has obviously added quite a lot of weight to it. But I'm going to turn the camera around just so you can actually get a bit of a view. Pretty special, eh? Right, just a little bit of water and then plod up a little bit more and I'll catch up with you. Well, what can I say? I'm glad I've got that bit over with. What a day to be on the hills, though. It is absolutely gorgeous. I think probably the hottest thing I've ever actually hiked on, so I must admit it's a bit of a struggle. Lots and lots of stops for water. But as I said, I'm just up at one of the sort of first little raised bits, and then it's going to be up onto the plateau itself, and there's quite a height to the actual summit. So as I said, once I get up onto the actual summit itself, I'm going to wee hunt around, try to find somewhere for the actual tent. But wow, so that's the Devil's Staircase. You can actually just see just down there as well. So that takes you part of the West Highland Way up into actually Kinlochhew. But as I said, I'll do, once I actually get up to the top, I'm going to do a wee bit of a camera pan round so you can actually see everywhere. But absolutely mind blowing. But let's get going to the summit. It's just such a special mountain. What can I say? It's meant to be clear skies, but that is looking a bit ominous. So I can see sort of rain down the actual glen there itself. So fingers crossed it sort of keeps away from here. It does sort of seem as if it's going to miss Buachaille Etive Mor, or the peak of Buachaille Etive Mor, and hopefully this particular mountain as well. But I'm also noticing that on my way, on my direct route to the actual thing, I'm seeing quite a big animal. So I'd imagine it's a big stag. So I'm going to actually wait here for a wee bit just to see if it moves. If not, I'm going to have to detour around a little bit. But again, just another little pan round. just epic. Right, I think this thing's actually coming towards me, so a wee detour. As I said, I just think it's a big stag, so. Okay, I'll probably see you up at the summit. I'm not a million miles away. Wow, what a view. What an absolutely amazing view. Woo! That was hard work. That was hard work. Now, there's been a bit of an issue on the way up the hill. So basically what's been happening is a lot of thunder. Now, last night there was a massive storm. That's why I didn't summit last night. But there was a lot of thunder rumbling around, so I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on it for the next wee while. Get on the online again and try and see if I can actually get an up-to-date weather app. When I was reading it this morning, it was basically, again, it was meant to be sort of no thunderstorms, no rain, no nothing. But as I said, that thunder has been quite close. So I'm going to have a quick wee look at it. What I might end up doing is actually going slightly further back, so that if it does kick off during the night, I can just quickly pack up and go off the hill. It means I'm going to have to sacrifice the sunrise, but safety first. See how we go. Okay, so I was just checking the forecast just now, and unfortunately the mountain app is actually gone to Wednesday's forecast instead, so it doesn't actually give me the forecast for tonight. But what I am seeing is, well, I'm hearing thunder, but I've also seen a couple of bits of lightning, unfortunately. So it's a traditional story, so as far as I'm aware, when you do hear thunder, is get off the summit. So I am going to go further down. I'm going to go back down to almost near where the car park is. But actually still on the actual hill, potentially set up camp. I'm just going to see what the weather's going to do for the next wee while. So I'm probably not going to set up a tent for a wee while, just making sure. Obviously, again, safety first, but it's just so frustrating. You know, that was quite an enjoyable hike coming up here, and I really want to try and summit and also camp with beautiful Buachaille Etive Mor behind me. But again, safety first, safety first. So as I said, I'm just going to pack up, make my way back down, and then review the situation once I actually get to the position that I'm thinking about, then see what I'm going to do from there. When it comes to me putting the tent up, I'm just going to do the tent magic. There we go. Now, how's that for a view? As I said at the very start, the whole idea of this is one of my bucket list camping places that I wanted to do. Sort of camp with Buachaille Etive Mor in the background. So it's funny how things work out. I'm not quite so nervous about the actual thunder anymore. It does seem to have sort of moved away a wee bit, so it looks as if it's going to be okay. But again, the way I've done it is I've just moved down the mountain. The worst thing has been at the peak, so that's what they sort of say, move off the peak as quick as you possibly can. So as I said, I've just moved down a wee bit on the actual mountain, so I'm not that far from the van if I really put the actual welly on. And it might even be a case of actually just leaving the tent and coming and getting it tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to get the rest of the stuff from the actual tent just now and get myself set up for a good night. what can I say, absolutely gorgeous. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do an actual pan round just so you can actually see what I'm seeing. And there's the tent all set up for the night. Now the other thing that's really good as well is that there's a slight breeze, so there's no midges, which has been a real godsend, and hopefully it stays like that. It's one of those balance things, you don't want it to be too windy, because you can get absolutely battered all night, you get no sleep, but you also do want there to be a slight breeze. So my mate Moya has been checking into them, actually studying the midge, and apparently it's the females that actually do all the biting, and it's basically a case of the last about 3 weeks. I wonder what they actually do for the rest of the time. If it is a slightly breezy, what do they eat? What do they feed on? Put it in the comments below. Right, I'm just going to chill for a wee bit, and then I'll just hook up with you just before I actually head to bed. Well, what a relaxing evening. It's just been absolutely brilliant. Just had some food. I've made a fajita earlier on for lunch, and I had a spare one, so I've just eaten that. But I've only got about half a bottle left of water. You know, so there has been a couple of bits of water there that I've actually sort of been passing, but it didn't necessarily look the greatest. So half a water should do me tomorrow morning just for my actual breakfast, and just for actually getting off the actual mountain. It's just an energy bar. But I'm just going to settle down and actually head to bed. But as I said, it's going to be a lovely night. I think I'm planning on getting up about 1:30, see if I can get any astrophotography done. So if there is any, it'll be up next. But hopefully there is some. But as I said, we just haven't seen much in the way of stars over the last wee while. Just so relaxing. Okay, so barring any incident, I'll see you all in the morning. Well, I'm not going to lie, I nearly ended up sleeping through that completely. I woke up about 20 minutes ago, and I've been setting my alarm for every sort of so often, but I drifted back off to sleep again, but just caught it no more. It's absolutely stunning, but again, I'm going to turn the camera around because it's just absolutely stunning looking out over to my left hand side. So what I'm going to be turning it round to is basically the Three Sisters of Glencoe and also Buachaille, just so you can actually see it. But an absolutely stunning morning. What a difference it actually makes as well heat wise. Turn it around just now, let's see this. Just look at that. So I'm just going to do a wee 360 for you, just so you can see this. And then I'm actually going to head to bed. I'm actually going to go and try and see if I can get myself an extra hour before I actually get the camp taken down. I'm just going to turn this round just so you can see it. Not bad at all. Hopefully the wind's not too noisy in the microphone there. Inevitably, I'm just going to end up sitting here doing this for the next hour. So I'm going to try and get some extra sleep to sort of set myself up for the day. But you can see why I do it. Well, good morning, part 2. Wow, what a day. I have to say, I could have quite easily just actually lay there for another couple of hours. But that was really good, got another couple of hours sleep there. So feeling really good. The winds just died down completely. So it was really nice. Now I did take sun cream, so I'm going to be putting some sun cream on just now because it is absolutely boiling. And I'm literally just going to be taking a few photos, having a little wander around, and then it's going to be a case of take down camp, unfortunately. Because this has been one camp where I could actually quite easily have just sat for hours. In fact, I may very well still do. Just majestic, majestic, majestic. That's my new favourite word. What can I say? That was the bucket list well and truly ticked. What a mountain. That's it, I have summited it before and I've also camped on it. But basically the main way that everyone goes up is there's a path going up there, but apparently it's really, really techy. And that's where I'm a bit nervous, just still with my left leg, still having hassles with it. So I've never actually done that actual particular path, but even looking at it now, I still can't figure out how you actually get up that last little bit. So when I did it, I actually went in from the Glencoe road, and it was a beautiful camp. I actually ended up in a bivvy bag, beautiful night, cloud inversion in the morning, so it was a really, really good trip. I'll put a link to it up in the actual corner. But no, that was a beautiful mountain. But again, even the whole mountain range around here and over there is the Mor Mountains. It's just such a stunning area. But again, it's sort of like, you know, Ullapool, I love, obviously Ascent with all the actual mountains, Coolbeg, Stat Poly, etc. And then this place just is majestic, and then Torridon. So Torridon's hopefully my next venue that I'm going to be going to. You can look forward to a video from there. But as I said, just slowly packing down camp just now, and then it's going to be a case of getting back to the van, and then I'm going to be finding a rock pool or something to go for a swim, because I'm absolutely boiling, absolutely boiling. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've done my leave no trace, had a real good wander around and can't see anything that I've actually left. So as I say, I'm just going to slowly make my way down off the mountain just now. Now I'm not going to use the big camera, I'm just going to use the GoPro for the rest of the actual walk down. But I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's a beautiful day. There's a really nice breeze, which is actually cooling me down. Because as I said, I am absolutely sweltering. So as I said, we'll just slowly make our way off just now. Well, that's me arrived back at the van, and I said that's very tiring but really enjoyable. So as I said, I'm really looking forward to a nice cool drink from the cool box, and actually try to find somewhere that I could actually go for a wee swim in a wee pool somewhere to actually try and cool down. But as I said, that's been a thoroughly enjoyable trip. If I can ask you one wee favour, if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you can do me a wee favour and give it a wee subscription. I'm trying to get up to the 5,000 at the moment. So pushing like mad. But thanks very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Now that is how you cool down.